What is up? I am your host, Endo, Caine, and I'm here to let you know I just finished watching Smackdown. So let's get to it, man. Enough of the bullshit. We got a lot to talk about. Can't waste no time. All right, so Smackdown kicks off. We in France, Lyon, France to be exact. This also gonna be the location for Backlash, no longer called WrestleMania Backlash, thank God. We see shots of Cody Rhodes coming in, you know, we gotta check on our channel. We see shots of AJ Styles, they're gonna have a face-to-face. They had a contract signed last week, whatever. Let's see a shot of RKO and KO. They're gonna do the RKO show tonight, first ever of all time. Into the ring, we see our WWE Women's Champion. That's because it's time for a huge 8 women's tag match with your faces versus your heels. We got Bayley, we got Naomi, we got Bianca Belair, and we got Jade Cargill going against Damage Control and Tiffany Stratton. I love it. All right, so Naomi starts this one off with a huge drop kick, just laying motherfuckers out. Naomi has really been improving in the ring. Moonsault from Belair, vertical suplex from Belair. As Bianca's rolling, Bayley tags herself in like, what the hell is that? Why you tagging yourself in? This girl rolling. And as she tags herself in, she loses all the momentum to Tiffany Stratton. That's not smart, champ. Sliding knee from Asuka, 1-2 kick out. Beautiful Alabama slam to Bayley from Stratton. Then Tiffany Stratton elbows Jade Cargill off the apron. Like, bitch, who you think you is, right? So Bayley switched the momentum with a suplex, but don't make the tag to the only person on the apron, which is Bianca Belair. Like, what is really going on between, what's going on? That's a Marvin Gaye song. Jade hops up after getting, you know, elbow from Tiffany Stratton. Then she hops up, and instead of tagging Belair, Bayley tags Jade. Jade with a big boot, choke slam on Asuka, neck breaker on Io Sky. Huge tag move from Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. Barrage and just melee of finishes everywhere. The dust settles with a huge KOD from Bianca Belair for the 1, 2, 3. Beautiful. Cut backstage, All In Theory, A-Town Down Under. And they gonna have a tag team match with Street Profits. They told us this last week, saying they want all the smoke with the Street Profits. Smoky smoke. All right, now we in the women's dressing room or locker room or whatever. So Jade and Bianca have an interview saying they're confident they're gonna close out Damage Control and win the tag title. Bianca goes on to say, hey, I'm finally glad that at Backlash, I can win the tag titles and close out Damage Control out of my life for good. Close out Damage Control. That she's looking at Bayley like that. She's looking at Bayley like, close out Damage Control for good. Hopefully, is this a turn we getting from Bayley perhaps? She didn't want to tag Bianca in the match. What that tell you? Backstage as well, Carmelo Hayes and all this having a little chat. Carmelo says he's officially in the King of the Ring. Beautiful. Ashley appears. He says that, look, man, I saw your match last week. You did pretty good. You need somebody to mentor you. You know, I'll show you the ropes. I'm here for you. Carmelo says, hey, I don't need no help, man. You know what I mean? I can do this on my own. When I shoot my shot, I don't miss. Then Bobby gonna say some, oh, man, you kind of missed last week because you lost. You know, you still had a good match, but you lost. Then Carmelo says, when was the last time you took a shot like that, Bobby? Ooh. Then Bobby tell him, hey, be careful who you make your enemy around here. And we back in the ring. We getting a match, a tag team match. Another one is New Catch Republic versus the Final Testament. If you missed the video last week, the Final Testament pretty much beat the sleeves off of New Catch Republic during the draft. Yeah, it was pretty bad. Final Testament appears. They had a really cool entrance, real creepy entrance. You know, Paul Ellerick is there with them. ALP gets the draw in this match, and it was actually better than I thought. Drop kicks from Pete Dunne in this match were absolutely amazing. New Catch Republic go catch up to Akam with a series of strikes in the corner. Then Akam releases a huge clothesline. And just AOP, anytime they laying in strikes, laying in clotheslines like that, they gonna take control. That's exactly what they did. Akam and Razor get thrown out the ring. Tag dive from Bate, mid-air senton. How he flipped in mid-air, I do not know. Diving uppercut. Bate tries another dive, gets caught, slammed right into the turnbuckle, vicious. AOP maintains control even all the way through the commercial, beating Tyler Bate the hell up. So Bate escapes the beating, misses the high tag, huge lariat, gets the high tag to the bruiserweight. We got the bruiserweight in the ring, huge series of moves, drop kicks, strikes, sliced bread, 1, 2, kick out. Tyler Bate with a crazy helicopter spin, double joint manipulation from New Catch Republic. Then AOP gets thrown out of the ring, so Scarlett tries to stop the dive, but Bate does the dive anyway, straight through the middle rope. Then he outside, Carrion attacks Bate. Dunn hits him with a dive. Uranagi to Dunn from AOP, finisher from AOP, 1, 2, 3. Gives AOP in the final testament the win that they really, really need right now. Flashback to KO fighting Bloodline and Randy Orton helping them out just to hype up the RKO show later on tonight. Then we backstage in the GM room with Aldis and the Wise Man, and Wise Man wants the match of the Bloodline versus RKO and KO canceled at Backlash. Aldis says, hell nah, kiss my ass. Wise Man then says, whatever happens now since I tried to cancel it is on your hands. Then Heyman fesses up and says, he ain't even spoke to Roman since Mania, and says Roman didn't pull himself out of the draft, he did. That's a bold move. Might have your head on a skewer for that one. And it's time for the RKO show. And the crowd is just red hot for Orton and KO, man. They singing Orton theme. They saying KO name. They chanting it. Basically, they get out there in the middle of the ring. They just having a good talk, saying that they can't wait to kick the Bloodline ass. KO gets out there and says he got calls from Heyman to be a guest on the show, and says Heyman has important info to tell him and why it's imperative that he makes it on the show. So I guess they invited his ass because he begged and pleaded. So Heyman appears, talks a lot of shit, says he respects them both for how they competed against Roman, but Solo and Tonga on a different level. They operating different, they moving different, and you don't want no part of it. If you was wise, you cancel the match and not show up. Out of the bullshit, Randy comes up and says, hey man, Heyman, who's the real tribal chief? And just as Heyman was about to answer, Solo and Tonga appear out of nowhere. They get to banging, scrapping, fighting each other. Officials got to get in there, got to separate them. Orton basically kills a security guard. KO, huge dive outside. KO and Orton stand tall and keep the ring again for what's this, the third week in a row against the Bloodline. I love it. Backstage, we talking to the Street Profits. Let's say it's time to whoop some ass in France. ATL Down Under goes down. New tag champs tonight. I love it. Then LA Knight appears. LA Knight. He had a match tonight against Angel Legado del Fantasma. I always fuck up that name. The match went about as I thought it would. All of Legado was out there with Angel, so I figured they'd get involved eventually. So show the tackle from LA Knight, strikes and slaps from Angel, clothesline from LA, and then a neck breaker to follow up to finish the combo. A whole bunch of head bash on the outside of the apron from LA Knight. That's his signature. We love to see. Diving drop kick outside the ring through the rope. Suplex from LA Knight after. Stomps from LA Knight, which vaguely looked familiar to him stomping a mud hole. I ain't saying it though. I ain't saying he's copying anybody. Power slam, jumping elbow, drop combo. Then, as I said, Legado del Fantasma, or whatever the fuck their name is, try to get involved, but Angel Garza can't capitalize. BFT, 1, 2, 3, yeah! LA Knight picks up the win. And after that, he also picks up the mic and says he's been killing it, and he is officially entering his name for the King of the Ring. Santos Escobar says LA is all talk, and that while he's talking, he is going to be winning King of the Ring. Nobody else. Good shit, man. Speaking of that boy Santos Escobar, we see the flashback to last week when Escobar cleared his name with the security footage showing Carlito's bitch ass attacking Dragon Lee last week right before Mania. Then we cut backstage with Byron Saxton, and he talking to Carlito, and Carlito trying to explain himself. I don't know how you can justify what he did. Says that he been away from WWE a long time, and that all he wanted was another Mania moment for him and his family, and says Ray made the wrong choice by picking Dragon Lee. He took it into his own hands to fix the problem that Ray created. As he was explaining himself, Dragon Lee fucking appears out of nowhere, gets to beating Carlito ass, and Carlito runs away like a little bitch. I can't wait till they catch up to him and they kick his ass. I'm ready for it. Alright, now it's time for a title match because we got the Street Profits going 1v1 versus A-Town Down Under. for the tag titles, world tag titles, live on SmackDown right now. Let's get it. Match starts off with a cheap shot, a cheap move, a sneak shot from A-Town Down Under, sneaking the Profits before they can even get ready. But it really don't even faze them because the Profits keep rolling. A diving uppercut from Dawkins, drop kick from Montez. They just rolling, man, just rolling on A-Town Down Under. Double flapjack from the Street Profits. Huge dive from Montez to A-Town Down Under. Springboard elbow by Ford. Part of the match where Waller gets caught on top of the ropes and has to go coast to coast. Goes coast to coast, drop kick all the way on the other side of the ring on Dawkins. Might actually hurt himself on that shit too. Be on the lookout for that injury report. Classic blockbuster from the Street Profits. Might be their best looking move in my opinion. Alright, so we're going for the finish. So Dawkins looking for an O'Connor roll. Waller comes out of nowhere while the ref not looking. Hits the flatliner on Dawkins while Dawkins trying to hit the O'Connor roll on Theory. Theory picks up the win, 1, 2, 3. The champs retain on some bullshit. A-Town Down Under sneaks away with another one. And we get a Mania news announcement, but to be honest with you, Taker kind of already spoiled that a couple weeks ago. It's going to be in Vegas. And now it's time for our face-to-face Cody Rhodes, AJ Styles, WWE title at Backlash. Let's get it. All right, so Cody appears. Whoa! AJ says Cody isn't focused on what's at hand because he's pandering to these people again. He's pandering to these people, not focused. Cody says that he has all his attention on AJ and he ain't taking his eyes off of him. AJ says he loved WWE, Cody did, until he packed his bags up, took his balls and left. AJ says unlike him, he had to prove himself stepping foot into the WWE because unlike him, he didn't have Hall of Famers watching his back. He didn't have legends holding his hand. AJ says at Backlash, he will show everyone that he is phenomenal. Cody says AJ is a future Hall of Famer, but he shouldn't disrespect him in what he did in his career as well. He says he will beat AJ, and it will be too sweet. AJ then slaps Cody right across the face instead of too sweeting him and runs out of the ring like a little bitch. Then we cut backstage and we see RKO and KO fighting the Bloodline, scrap, hyping up their match. I love it. And that was your SmackDown review. This SmackDown actually rolled by pretty good. For a go-home show, it actually still planted some seeds that we can follow through and the plants can grow after Backlash, and we can still have pretty good storylines after the show. That being said, make sure you check out our Raw review. We'll have our Raw review up for this week's episode coming Tuesday. Make sure you check out our other episodes, and I will see you then.